Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Lamecca Holmes, Director of the East Flatbush Community Partnership, and thank you. We appreciate you for joining us for our monthly meeting for the month of March. We're going to get started with today's agenda. We have our East Flatbush Community Partnership updates. We have our What's Happening segment happening as well. We have a presentation from Yvette Mendez representing Brooklyn Level Up. We'll have our program updates as well as next steps. Cindy, are you ready for our East Flatbush Community Partnership updates?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Cindy Reed here, community organizer. So we shared this last time. We have a community liaison, community resident liaison opportunity for residents of East Flatbush to participate in our planning meetings and other opportunities. So this requires no education requirement. We just expect them to live within the zip codes of East Flatbush, which is 11203, 11210, 11212, and 11226. Attend the monthly virtual meetings and in person. And we would like to have someone who speaks Creole or Spanish. The benefits that are coming with this position is a $250 stipend every 3 months, Metro cards from when we travel to meetings, an opportunity to develop leadership skills and gain experience with the community, and also develop a social capital. We have our open doors on the second Thursday of each month. This meeting is mainly for residents. It gets a chance for them to connect with the various services that we often have come to present about their services and any other topics that they may choose. And this happens at 7 p.m., like I said, on the second Thursday of each month. So we welcome your residents to this month. This meeting is virtual. You guys know about our general meeting, which happens on the fourth Thursday of each month from 3 to 5. Thank you for being here. Is this me as well? Last month this was shared, so we're sharing it again. The East Flatbush Community Partnership website, which is eastflatbushpartnership.org. So please take some time to look at that. It's nice and colorful. Look at the calendar and make referrals through that site as well. So please take a look at our new website. It's been in a long time in the making, so we're happy that it's been launched. So take your time, some time to look at that. Thank you.
I guess we can't hear her. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We also had this month, was it this month? No, last month. Last month, I'm sorry. Last month, our monthly Heard at Home community conversations. The topic was housing, know your rights. Flatbush Tenant Coalition did a great presentation and sharing with residents that attended about their rights when it comes to being a tenant. And we're able to meet with legal aid on site that day as well for those who were in need of that service. So this was a great meeting. We have the next one coming up this Saturday. We also had a workshop for small business development facilitated by Citibank. It was a great event, great virtual event, I would say, for residents to participate in. And this was on February 28th. We also participated in Assemblywoman Monique Chandler Waterman's Vital Voices community meeting. This was held, I believe, this past Saturday. It was a great meeting. It's a meeting for residents to come and be informed about civic engagement. And during the meeting, they rewarded the woman that you see here on the screen with appreciation. We participated in tabling and sharing information with those attended.
Hi, my name is Kai Perrier. I'm a community ambassador for East Flatbush Community Partnership, and I'll be telling you about our upcoming events. This Saturday, we have our Heard at Home meeting. This meeting's topic is helping elected adjust, restore, and deliver. Breakfast will be included in navigating the DOE workshop and community resources and more. You can register now. We also have another small business development workshop coming up. Like she said, the first one went very well. It was virtual and we learned a lot of things. Workshop agenda is financial management. Prepare to go to a bank for a loan, manage cash flow, and learn how to gain access to capital. What's happening? As New York marks 3 years since the pandemic first devastated the city, additional funds granted to those with SNAP benefits have ended. SNAP recipients received an average of $251 a month in assistance during the pandemic, but with the new cuts, they could receive as little as $23. Starting April 1st, New Yorkers will soon have to put out trash much later in the day, and the city looks to adjust a rat city problem. Containers with lids will go out after 6 p.m. and plastic trash bags after 8 p.m. Brooklyn entrepreneurs looking to grow or start their businesses can attend Mangrove Community Business Academy. This 12-week course will take place at Flabber Central Caribbean Marketplace, located at 2123 K Avenue in Brooklyn. The accelerator offers hands-on training in business fundamentals such as bookkeeping, marketing, financing, budgeting, and more. I will place a link in the comments for people that are interested. Summer Rising 2023 is launching soon. DOE and DYCD look forward to hosting kindergarten through 8th grade students in this free program where children will learn and enjoy safe and fun activities. Summer Rising begins July 5th and programs will be open across the 5 boroughs. Spots are limited. Students who have access to hands-on learning, arts, fitness, career exploration, and more. Additional information will be available at the end of March. Thank you. Everybody, please remember to put your name, email, and if you are a service provider, your name, email, and address and organization that you have came from. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adeline Edmay. I'm the administrative assistant for the East Flatbush Community Partnership. So as of right now, I will be introducing Yvette Mendez as the project coordinator for the Brooklyn Level Up.
Hi, Yvette, are you with us? Cindy, do you see a representative from Brooklyn Level Up?
I don't see her on. I'm texting her now. I know she
Okay.
said that she was traveling and she would be settled by 3, but maybe she got a little bit delayed.
Okay, no problem. So we're gonna switch gears for a little while for her to come. We're gonna transition and have our program updates earlier than usual. So at this time, feel free to unmute yourself and share with us what's going on in your world. Who's first? And we'll do this until our presenter is ready, okay?
Anyone could go?
Yes, Charlene, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm having a late lunch. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charlene Gordon. I'm from the New York City Department of Health. I represent the Bureau of Environmental Health Division, and we focus more on educating the community about different environmental hazards in your home. I did put my contact information in the chat. If you need to reach out to me for any workshops, trainings around environmental health is there. But I also wanted to announce to let you know that we have some virtual webinars that's open to the community. Specifically, we have a training coming up next week for agency staff to learn about lead poisoning prevention and beyond lead paint hazards in the home. It's great if you're working with families with young children to learn about lead so that you can share it with the individuals that you're working with. So join us. Any questions, again, you can send me a message or just email me. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlene. Who's next?
Hi, everyone. I'm Venus Canterbury. I'm the Brooklyn Outreach Coordinator for the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. We are an independent agency that investigates, mediates, and prosecutes police misconduct. Our jurisdiction is force, abuse of authority, discourtesy, and offensive language. And we also investigate bias-based policing, racial profiling, and sexual misconduct. I have two updates. The biggest update is that we are having a board meeting in Brooklyn at Restoration Plaza, May 10th at 6:30 p.m. So this is a really great opportunity to express your concerns and comments about policing in your neighborhood, bring those concerns up to the board. It's going to be a community gathering, so I would love to see everyone there and just speak about these issues that are targeted in communities of color, communities that are predominantly Black and Hispanic. We also have a youth advisory council, and I also do outreach workshops and presentations. So any type of collaborations, tabling, if you need a workshop, or just want me to come and speak to any participants about police accountability, I would love to do that. My contact is in the chat below, but I'm open to all partnerships. Thank you.
Thank you, Venus. So I was just informed that our presenter is here. Yvette, are you ready to begin your presentation?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And so, Cindy, you're going to put up the information for me?
I'll put it up for you.
Okay, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
So in the meantime, I will just introduce myself. My name is Yvette Mendez. I am a project coordinator at Brooklyn Level Up, which is a nonprofit community development organization. And the work that we primarily do is in East Flatbush, and Flatlands. So the first thing that the presentation should be about Brooklyn Level Up, and then we'll look at this after. Was Cindy able to share that one with you?
No, not just yet. I just opened it and I have it, so I can share it now.
Okay, no problem. So while they're
Rebecca, our ability to share is disabled.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. Cindy, would you like to email it to me?
Let me also just see if I can get on my other.
Oh, I'm
Another
sorry, Cindy.
way?
I'm gonna make you a co-host. Do you have it now?
Yes.
Great.
Can everyone see it?
Yes, thank you.
I think Yvette got kicked out, but she's signing back in now.
I'm actually here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Here you go, Yvette.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yvette, are you speaking?
I'm here, but do you have the presentation about Brooklyn Level Up? If not, we'll just jump into this. It's no problem.
This is the only thing that came through, Yvette.
Oh, okay. There was actually the presentation about Brooklyn Level Up, but it's fine because this is really what I'm here to talk to you guys about. But again, Brooklyn Level Up is a nonprofit community development organization. The focus of the work really is on building wealth for BIPOC communities. And the way that Brooklyn Level Up does that is through their entrepreneurship collective. That's one of the ways that they work, with the goal of providing different types of resources for entrepreneurs in the community. And then another side of the work that they do is they work on the Brooklyn, they're working on a land trust with the idea of helping, again, BIPOC communities really help build wealth through ownership. And that can be ownership that is collaborative type of ownership. So I will just jump into this. So what has happened is that Brooklyn Level Up has been working with the civic engagement community, and that is an initiative that was actually created by votes from New Yorkers in 2018. And the project that we've been working on is called participatory budgeting. Now, can I just ask you guys, how many of you guys are familiar with PB or participatory budgeting? Even if you just with your hand or one of those emoji thingies, that's fine. Great, thank you so much for sharing that. So what has happened is that the PB, there's actually a borough-based PB and there's also citywide PB. And there are two sides to everything. One is actually expense, which is what this is all about. And expense-related projects are program-related projects. Whereas the other side of PB is about creating projects that will last for more than 5 years or so. And so that would involve construction type of projects. So with the Brooklyn part of this PB, there are actually 10 projects on the ballot. So every borough has projects, and as you can see, Brooklyn has the most, and each of the projects would be $250,000. That's how much you get to actually execute the project. So of the 10, only 4 of them will be funded. And the way that they'll get funded is through you guys. Brooklyn people will actually vote on the projects that will win. Okay, so you can see Queens has 9, Bronx has 8, Manhattan has 8, and Staten Island has 4. So if you just scroll up a little bit, you're going to see on this sheet, these are actually the Brooklyn projects that will be on the ballot. So if you just scroll up a little bit more, and then we can kind of go through them, the 10 projects on the ballot, so that you can see BK1, BK2, BK3. So you can see the first one, Parenting Education Program for Single and Teen Parents. Now, I definitely want to say a very important thing. Is it Lamaka? Is that your name? Am I saying that properly?
It's Lameka.
Lamaka, thank you so much. So originally Lamaka had a sheet on the screen, which I know that they'll present again for you guys. The key thing is that there's a workshop that's happening tomorrow, and they're gonna provide you guys the link where you get all the information you need to know about actually executing on becoming one of the organizations that deliver these programs. But my purpose here today is just to share this information that it's going to happen. So as you can see, the first one, so the description of the program, providing resources, training, and supplies to single teen parents to develop effective parenting skills. There are many young parents in Brooklyn without access to the resources necessary for successful parenting. Now, I know you guys might be saying, hey, that might be a little bit vague. The idea, however, is that the organization that is selected to execute this program, they will actually map out what that program looks like in terms of delivering the service. Does that make sense? So I'm even curious, for those of you guys that are on the call right now, are there any of you guys providing services around parent education, working with single teens and parents, single teen parents?
Yes, we do at Elfers.
Okay, that's wonderful. Oh my goodness, is that Nerlandi?
Speaking. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Yes.
Hi,
Wonderful.
this is Shadina from Healthy Families Brookdale. We
Hi,
also
Shadina.
provide services. Hi. We
Wonderful.
also provide, home visiting services for the teens.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm really happy to hear that, because that's why I wanted you guys to be able to see what the projects on the ballot are going to be, so that you can see if there's any synergy with the work that you're doing and the projects that are on the ballot. Okay, so if we take a look at number 2, and I'd love if this can be interactive. Is there someone who'd like to read number 2, project number 2?
I can read.
After school program for elementary and middle school student to so they can experience more field trips, highlighting the environments, nature, and getting outdoors student learn better in very setting.
Good. Now, I know that you guys just mentioned that you do work with teens and the home visits. I know that was also mentioned. Are any of you guys working with middle school and elementary students? How many of you guys even remember being an elementary or middle school student and taking trips? Were those things important to you?
Yes,
Definitely.
flyers, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, you guys. So you can see that these program, the ideas that came up, the idea was that the projects that would be on the ballot would be as to really try and cast a wide range to impact communities in Brooklyn and in the different boroughs. So if you take a look at the next one, would anyone like to read that one? That one is about STEM for Black and Latinx youth. And if not,
I'll take a stab at it.
thanks, Tyrone.
Program funding for STEM project-based interactive after-school programs for middle schools and high schools with greater than 80% Black and Latinx youth to increase their representation in STEM fields.
Good. So again, anyone on the call doing work in the STEM-related fields with youth? Or even if you're not doing it with youth, do you think that you'd be able to create a program that can, engage youth in STEM? Okay, I don't see anyone raising their hand, and that's fine, because again, the key thing is that even though there are 10 on the ballot, how many are going to win again? Thank you, Tyrone. I see your hand. 4 of them. Exactly, 4 of them. So not all of them will be funded. But just to reflect back on that first page, another reminder, how much is it that the project gets?
At least $250,000.
There you go. So again, you guys who are running organizations, working with different organizations, in terms of all the different components that go into programming, and also the way that this works, I'm sorry that I'm taking you back another step. What happens is that from the months of May and June, that's when the voting for these projects will happen. And then the organizations that are selected to execute these programs will run the program from July 2023 to June 2024. So again, each organization, if you are selected, you would be the one that would really develop what that programming looks like. So could it be that students for the, let's say the STEM program wins, might it be the young people will meet with, STEM folks 3 times a week for 5 months or 6 months, whatever. But again, that's what the organization is actually going to design, how the funding is spent to deliver the program. Okay.
Yvette, I'm sorry, just wanted to share something here. I put it in the chat. I don't think you saw it.
Sorry.
I worked on this this program. I was one of the committee members.
Yay.
And I personally formulated at least 4 of the questions that's on here that's going to be on the ballot.
Beautiful.
It was a really very interesting project to work on. It was a little bit intense, but we really enjoyed it. It was made up of a diverse group of people from all over Brooklyn that came together to do this.
Oh, Keisha, thank you so much for sharing that, because you're absolutely correct. It was a lot of work that went into really getting these projects to this stage. The committees met at least 3 times, and in some instances, I'm sure there was a lot of outside communication that took place as well, but they did have, those formalized meetings so that these projects can, officially get developed. Thank you again, Keisha, for that. And one of the things about PB And again, I know some of you guys raised your hand and indicated that you know what PB is all about, but it is a concept that really was developed in Brazil. And it really is about community people making decisions. And that's why this is so important, because not only does the community get to vote on it, but the community actually gets to be the ones that execute the program. So I really think it's something special that happens in New York City. Okay, great. So let's take a look at number 5. Well, actually, number 4 is about youth-run farm stand to fight food insecurity, funding to start youth-run gardens and farm stands in underserved neighborhoods in Brooklyn. This would bridge the connection between eating fresh food and preventing disease while engaging youth and community. And I mean, I know that, you know, people have decisions to make every day with their dollars. I could understand why something like that would be so important, that to ensure that families are spending their money on food that's going to be healthy for their bodies and, you know, for their lives. Number 5, strengthen mental health programs for 9 to 13-year-olds, a program to give middle school students access to resources to express themselves and teach coping mechanisms for dealing with mental health difficulties. And I'm curious, how many of you guys think that that's an important project that needs to be delivered in different communities? Yeah, thank you so much. Number 6, entrepreneurship programs for formerly incarcerated youth, an innovation center where formerly incarcerated young adults receive training and mentorship to develop their business ideas, culminating in a competition for the best ideas with up to $20,000 awarded to the winning idea. Number 7, delivery of nutritious meals for homebound seniors, a program that focuses on delivering home-cooked, culturally sensitive and healthy meals to homebound seniors. And we know how important those types of services were during COVID, but what we're seeing right now is that that issue really does continue today, even, and I'm not going to say that, you know, COVID is not still here, but we're still feeling the impacts of it. And that is also what this is about, because what it is that our communities were considered tree communities. And what it is that those are communities that were facing high levels of COVID instances, and also communities that were facing other types of, you know, issues that they would need extra support around. So again, it's really wonderful that people came together to take a look and see what the communities need and to be able to create these ideas. Number 8, intergenerational mentoring program, a program where youth are mentored by seniors who provide career advice and share life experiences. All participants would receive incentives and a stipend for their participation. 9, health benefit for information for seniors, a program to provide seniors with in-depth information on healthcare plans to increase their understanding and utilization of health insurance and preventative care measures. And then number 10, self-defense and de-escalation classes for youth, de-escalation and self-defense training for 9 to 13-year-olds in neighborhoods with high rates of violence that are lacking programming to address it. So those are the 10 programs. And as I've continued on, do more of you guys feel like there's some synergy with the work that you do and these projects that are on the ballot?
Yes, we do at the Health First, the homebound seniors during the COVID, and we deliver food. We're working with the NAPAO now, and NAPAO and mix with United Us. I think all the program you put in here is very important.
Mm-hmm.
If people know it, you know, this is a good benefit, you know, for the community. Yeah, and self-defense, you know, for the young youths are working with the healing centers and the Fifth Avenue and Brooklyn and Bay Ridge. They do self-defense, you know, for the youths, how to defend themselves. Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
And so the important thing that you guys have to know, and I know that Cindy and the team we'll make sure that, and if it hasn't been done already, make sure that you guys have the link to join that meeting tomorrow. I'm not the facilitator of how all of this gets done, but when you guys go to that meeting, you'll get the information that you need to know about your organization applying to become a facilitator of one of these projects once, you know, the voting is over and the winning project is announced. So does that all make sense to you guys?
It is makes sense. And I think Lamaka and Cindy always sends the invite, you know, to our calendar. Is very important. It's great information. I'm really interested in that. Couple thing in there, I'm interested in it. Yeah.
Okay. And what I'm going to do right now, if it's okay, I'm just going to take a look through the chat, or if you guys had noticed something that maybe you had a question that I didn't get to take a look at, I'm just going to scroll through and see if there's something that I know the answer to that you guys are asking about. So I see, you know, employment program manager, training and placement. So just thinking about if that's the work that you do, I'm thinking about the program, entrepreneurship program for formerly incarcerated youth, right? Like making sure that they have the skills that they need, you know, to become an entrepreneur. Those skills are vast. They're not just about business, right? It's about how do you engage with people, right? It's how do you make a sale? So many different things.
Absolutely. We actually provide the aspects of business consulting to all folks, even especially those the formerly incarcerated individuals. So that's something definitely we could take a jab at. We could take a look at this and see how we can you know, participate and get involved in this program. And I was also looking at program 5, BK5, if you could scroll back up a little bit. 5 and 8 were two other ones where we were interested. Mental health programs for the 9 to 13-year-old. We have a solid care coordinator, care coordination team that specifically work with that, and that actually just develop a program that might be similar in that, give or take, we might need to revise it. So I was very interested in that. And I was talking.
If it's on the calendar.
I apologize. I guess you guys didn't catch anything I was saying, right?
And then the schedule is.
No, we heard you. You just
Yeah.
muted for just 2 seconds. We heard everything else.
No problem. So yeah, we were interested in those programs. To get back to program 8, the mentorship is me personally, it's something that I value greatly. I always tell folks I'm not a manager, I'm not a taskmaster. I see myself more or less as a coach to my staff. My job, once you join my team, is to equip you that, you know, you're gonna walk out with something that's beneficial to you. So these were the programs that those 3 programs were the 3 programs that I said, you know what, we definitely need to follow up on those.
And may I just add one thing that's super important? Remember, these projects, the projects that win, are going to be based on what? Votes. So we won't get to see those 4 programs until, you know, people actually put in the votes for them. So as exciting as they all are, only 4 of them are going to make it to the end. And the only way that's going to happen is with voting. And I think what's also really important about this is that for those of you guys who are familiar with PB, that's wonderful. But I want you guys to make sure that you keep it in your back pocket so that you can think about it for the next round. So as Tisha had mentioned, she was involved in the process. If you guys keep in mind that this is something that's going to happen again, when they're ready to do the next round for next year, maybe you're going to want to be in the early stages of the process where you're actually the one sitting at the table helping to develop the ideas. Maybe there are 10 things here, but I imagine each and every one of you guys can probably come up with at least 2 or 3 new ideas that should have been on the ballot. But that's about making sure that you guys are at the table to either help with the idea generation in the very beginning or actually being part of the committee that helps narrow things down to the final ballot projects.
Yvette, Tyrone has a question. He's asking who's eligible to vote.
11-year-olds and up are eligible to vote. So that's the wonderful thing, is that we'll be able to have our young people in schools be able to take part in the voting process. And that means also the network of folks that you guys work with. If it's young people, they'll have the opportunity to do that as well.
Thank you. And Daphne has her hand up.
Yes, thank you. Actually, you answered my question as you were speaking. My question was, does the ideas change throughout the year? And you mentioned that we can participate in bringing up the ideas for the next term. This actually sounds something. When I was in school, I actually had an opportunity to vote on a program to get into. I went to PS 189, I was 10, 11, and we had individuals who came and asked us questions about what type of activities we wanted to see in the school. And one of the activities that was mentioned was dance. And the following year, we had dance program in the school. So I'm not sure if this is familiar, the same, but it sounds quite similar to back in the days when we had an opportunity to vote on activities we wanted to see in our schools.
It may very well have been. I'm not too sure, but that's really exciting to know. And again, what we're talking about is getting our young people civically engaged at a very young age to let them see that, look, they have a voice and a vote in things that go on in their neighborhoods and on things that impact them.
And I can't remember if I'm remembering correctly, but does immigration status matter?
No, not for the voting. And as a matter of fact, a note that there'll be opportunities to be able to vote using your cell phone, using like the.
And you have the QR code for that too?
Yvette, I think you went muted. Oh, we may have lost her. Okay, let's just wait a few moments to see if she'll rejoin. I think she got disconnected. But I'm glad that everyone seems to be grateful for this information that we're sharing today.
And thank you too.
You're
Yes.
welcome. Okay, I'll wait just one more minute. Hopefully she can come back on in. Cindy, can you reach out to her and let her know that we're looking forward to her joining back in?
Done.
Thank you. If you all have any other questions for Yvette, feel free to put them in the chat. If she joins in, we can ask her today, and if not, Cindy and I can follow up with her. So feel free to put your questions in the chat for Yvette.
And just to
Are we-
highlight that the information was shared in the newsletter. So most of you should have received that. And if not, we'll put the link in so you can receive the newsletter. But this was shared in the newsletter about this opportunity for organizations to apply for the funding and encouraging as many people to apply, many organizations to apply for it as much as possible.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay. All right, so I see Tyrone has a question added in. Thank you. Okay, so let us go back and continue with our program updates. If Yvette does join us again, we'll do the same thing. We'll pause the updates and have her finish up her presentation. Okay, so Cindy, you can stop sharing for now, and then we'll continue with our program updates. Thank you. Okay, so who is next and would like to share a program update with us?
Sure, I would like to, if you all don't mind.
Go on, Tyrone.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Once again, this is Tyrone McDonald from Neighborhood Housing Services of Brooklyn. Just want to bring to your attention that we do have some upcoming events which may be of interest to you. On March the 28th, we are having March the 28th at 12 p.m. we are having a home buying webinar, which is one of our afternoon webinars. So hopefully you can attend that. On March the 29th at 6 p.m., we are having how to hire a contractor and also home repair grants webinar. I'm sure, many of you, if you're a homeowner, you probably have some run-ins with a contractor. Should we just go over some best practices regarding hiring one, checking their credentials and so forth? And lastly, on April the 6th, and I will put the flyer in the chat. We are having a Housing Connect apartment lottery workshop where we go over some of the details about Housing Connect. Some people have questions regarding vouchers. Are vouchers accepted? Is immigrant status impacted? Is your credit involved when it comes to applying for Housing Connect? How does the lottery process indeed work? Also, are there home buying opportunities on Housing Connect? So all of those things will be addressed. And that's going to be on Thursday, April the 6th, 6 p.m. And I'll put the flyer in the chat. Just want to thank you. Thank you very much. And, talk to you soon.
Thank you, Tyrone. Yvette, thank you for joining back in. We do have one question for you, and then I would like to know if you can do your Brooklyn Level Up presentation. I have that to share. So are you prepared for the next question for you?
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay, great. So Tyrone asked, when does the voting start and end?
The voting is going to be during the from May to June.
Okay, thank you.
Then are you able to share that link for the meeting that you're referring to? I'm not sure if you're referring to the Civic Engagement Commission, because they have one that they're I believe coming up this week, but maybe the meeting that you're referring to differ from that?
No, it's that meeting. It's
that
tomorrow.
meeting? Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure that we were sharing the right link. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. And as a matter of fact, what you guys are going to see on the link that Cindy shares with you, the same 10 projects, you should be able to see all of that information from that link.
Okay, I'm gonna share your presentation now, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So just a little bit about Brooklyn Level Up. As I mentioned earlier, it is a community development organization. The founders are Allison Martinez and Rachel Goodfriend, and I'm a project coordinator, a recent addition to the organization. So I had mentioned that their key goal is about building community wealth, and they do that in a couple of different ways, really through equitable engagement practices for BIPOC communities. And they also working with small businesses. They're going to be doing, or I should say we, because now that I'm part of the group, we're going to be working with some of the different corridors so that businesses can actually create their own, I'm at a loss for words right now. I think I'm a little bit nervous, but help me when you're an organization and you're part of a group. And as a matter of fact, I hadn't realized this, but apparently the taxes that companies pay into actually fund a lot of those. So that's, I'm learning a lot myself. So it's good for me.
Not a business improvement district. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Business improvement district.
You read my mind. Thank you so much. The business improvement districts. They're really there to serve the different businesses that are there in the districts. And apparently, your tax dollars that you pay go into it. So it's about how can we create either more of those, or are there different merchants that are looking to create you know, the merchant improvement districts where they don't exist. So these are some of the things that Brooklyn Level Up is going to be working on. And so as you guys can see with the different programs and services, one, Allison and they're really great at creating toolkits, and they're really working on finalizing a toolkit that will help business owners identify different resources to get funding, because we know that for a lot of BIPOC entrepreneurs, one of the biggest challenges that they have is actually securing funds to do their work that they do every day. Again, the organization works with seniors, they work with youth, with mission-driven organizations. And again, we're just looking to really expand the reach in primarily in East Flatbush, and Flatlands areas. And that's Allison and Rachel. I imagine some of you guys have probably met them before, I'm not sure. And this is the quote from them. It says that they started Brooklyn Level Up because of our experience as former CB17 Land Use Committee co-chairs. We knew the breadth of the work we sought to do with and for our community could only be realized outside of the community board itself. We endeavor to use creativity, art, technology, and a deep commitment to the residents of East Flatbush, and Flatlands to bring about momentous change and investment in the future of this place we call home. And I imagine a lot of you guys feel the same way, which is why you're doing the work that you do and that you're in the communities that you actually serve in. So thank you guys for everything that you do. Project Resilience. As you guys can see, Brooklyn Level Up was born out of the COVID reset period. And it was their response to recognizing the shortfalls of our community societal network. And even as I mentioned, thinking about COVID, helping to ensure that families received food, that's some of the things that Brooklyn Level Up had done. So they try to stay connected to seniors with vaccination appointments, having recognized that the digitally underserved, under-resourced communities were losing the battle to access vaccines. And I'm not too sure how many of you guys still have your parents or grandparents. Just thinking about some of them using that phone to make those appointments is just, it was a lot for a lot of people. So the support that they were able to provide was really vital. And you can go on to the next one. So the Entrepreneurship Collective, this is where the toolkit that I mentioned, Allison is actually working, Allison and Rachel are working on finalizing, again, key things that, when you're about to start a business, I think a lot of people think that it's easy, right? We see a shop there or we see someone doing something amazing and it looks like, oh, 1, 2, 3, this is how it goes. But there is a lot of work that goes into it, whether that's involving getting your certificates that you might need from the city, ensuring that you have insurance, ensuring that if you have employees, you have all the right things in place, whether that's workers' compensation or disability and paid leave insurance, general liability. There's so many things that that are involved in developing a business. And it's also about entrepreneurs coming together to really talk about the issues that they face and what their needs are. And the Community Land Trust. So Brooklyn Level Up has actually begun the steps to establish a community land trust serving the East Flatbush, and Flatlands communities of Brooklyn, New York. And they're gonna work creatively to acquire, manage, and preserve both deeply affordable residential, community, and commercial space for neighbors. Again, another instance, even as nonprofit organizations, you need a space to operate. So the idea behind the land trust is to ensure that organizations, businesses, and how, people who are looking for residential housing, that they have something that's affordable. And I know that a lot of you guys even saw that the Fed raised the rate again. I think it was it yesterday or this morning? So we know what does that mean, is that it's going to cost more money, to get homes and to borrow money. So affordability is super important. And the Community Land Trust Education and Advocacy is about partnership, organizing campaigns. And I will say, an advocacy, this is a side that I have not been very involved in as yet, but this is an area that Rachel is highly involved in. They've actually had over at downtown Brooklyn, where people could actually come and speak out about the importance of community land trusts. So it's about making sure that the community is aware, number one, so that's where the education comes in, but then it's about creating campaigns and actually ensuring that there's legislation to make sure that CLTs can be a reality in our communities. And I will just let you guys see the website, bklvlup.org. That is the website, but if you go on it before later on this evening, you're probably going to see that it's under construction. So just know, give it a little time, and you're welcome to visit us anytime after that at the website. And I just want to say thank you guys for your time and attention. I do apologize for the technological issues that I faced today, but it really was a pleasure to be with you guys and share this important information with you.
It was a pleasure to receive that.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Yvette. Does
Thank you
anyone
for the
have any final
information.
questions? Ray, do you have a question?
No, I just want to say thank you, and I'm happy to partner up. There's a bunch of things happening spring, summer, we out in the streets, so Level Up, I get your emails almost every day. And now that I put a face to the information, now that I put a face to it, I know who to find in these streets. So yeah. Thank you
for
so
sharing
much.
that.
No problem.
Yeah. And again, guys, please just make sure you go to that meeting, even if it turns out that you go to the meeting tomorrow and you find out, wait a minute, maybe it's not a good match for me. The important thing about community is that you can tell someone else and just pass that opportunity on to someone else if it doesn't work out for you.
Right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to ask one more time. Does anyone have any last questions for Yvette before we go back to our program updates again? Okay. Yvette, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us today and sharing everything that you did. Cindy put a lot of information in the chat, so make sure you all scroll through and grab what you need. We will send out the chat box notes as well for the meeting minutes. So if you don't get it now, you can get that later. And I'm gonna hand it off to whoever would like to go next for program updates. Again, thank you, Yvette. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm gonna stick on to hear what you guys have to say.
I'm happy you're sticking on. My name is Kervin Bethune, and I represent Siemens Society for Children and Families, a foster care agency that covers Brownsville as well as Staten Island. We cover all of Brooklyn. And one of the things that you said that really got me is that if you are not interested in becoming a foster parent, let somebody else know. And that's my stand today. Please spread the word. We are still finding it challenging to find homes for large sibling groups, teenagers, teenage mothers with their infants. And so I am definitely reaching out to the East Flatbush CPP to spread the word and let them know that we are in the heart of Brownsville. At this time, we do our orientations virtually every Tuesday, every week. And we are at a point where we're extremely flexible. If you need a lunchtime conversation with the recruiter, you could get that. You need an after dinner conversation with the recruiter, you can get that, because we know that we need to speak to the population that's out there. The need is great. So I thank you for this time. I thank Ms. Holmes for letting me come and speak about the need. It's one that hasn't changed. I can tell you that there are after effects of COVID. We had a lot of our foster parents either retire, relocate, or unfortunately pass away. So with that, of course, there's a group that's still needed. So I appreciate all that you all do in the partnership, and I hope that you can spread the word for us at Siemens Society. My information was in the chat, but I know Ms. Holmes would also share it with you, and I'll gladly table at any event. I'm recognizing a lot of familiar faces. I'm the lady with the purple flowers and the purple everything. So have a wonderful day. Happy Social Work Month. Happy Women's History Month. And thank you again for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the need of foster parents.
Thank you. You are welcome. Who else would like to share? Rhea, I see your hand up.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you again for having me in the space, everyone. Good afternoon. I am going to just name a few things that's going on in my world, which relates to government affairs, education and partnerships. The young lady who just spoke, I don't know if you already have a contact, but you should, if you haven't already, reach out to Caribbean Women's Health Association to provide free breastfeeding and parenting support and birthing support for the women. They provide, Caribbean Women's Health provides breastfeeding classes on Zoom, and once you sign up, you get free baby clothes, diapers, wipes, stroller, crib, car seat, doula, everything. I could put the contact in there for you, and they can do the workshops for the moms that are expecting, if in case you need that support, and I'll be happy to share your information. On the Senate side, Senator Kevin Parker has several events coming up. Women's History Month is sort of narrowing down. He's got some events there, and he's got some spring, summer events. I'll put the information in the chat. On the other end, we work very closely. Apologies, my house phone is ringing. We work very closely with many of the schools in the district, and Uncommon Schools is one of our partners. They provide a number of resources and partnerships for the community. Many of you have worked with Uncommon before. They do backpack and school supply giveaways, turkey drives, toy drives, all of that good stuff. They come and table and provide resources, and also enrollment. They have a very diverse array of programs that really speak to DEI and culture and technology, STEM and STEAM. So I will also put that information in chat for those who want to be able to either partner and or receive enrollment information for their constituents. Thank you much.
Thank you. Joan, would you like to share? I hope I said your name correctly.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you for inviting me to this space. This is a very good networking space to just sit and understand and know what's going on. So this is great. I appreciate this. My name is Joan, and I work for New York City Department of Transportation. I am a community coordinator. I coordinate traffic safety workshops. Traffic safety has to deal with cyclists, drivers, even having a car seat in your car. We cater mostly to Department of Education. We are partnered up with Department of Health as well. With Department of Education, from kindergarten to high school, we teach different levels of how to be safe on the street, especially for high schoolers who just getting their driver's license. We teach them on, how consequences and behavior. We also cater to the seniors. See, things are changing, new infrastructure, new design. So we let them know, seniors are so comfortable in their neighborhood that they end up not knowing what to do when they're crossing the street. They've been living in the neighborhood for like 70 years. So we cater to them as well. We do a lot of tabling. We give a lot of backpacks and pencils and shades, anything that has to be, anything that's fluorescent for drivers to see you at night. We do parent workshops, and for parents that are pregnant or already gave birth, we also give out car seats. So with Department of Health, we go in and we teach how to install your car seat first, and then we give them a free costly. So if you know anyone that would like any of these free services, just let me know. I did put my information down. I know there's someone in this space that said that they have summer programs and after school programs. I will definitely come in, and it's very important for our kids, especially when they're crossing the street. They're not looking, they're on their phone, they're playing with their friends, and the drivers too. They're not looking and they're not paying attention. So it's very important with this traffic safety. A lot of people are getting hit, and I just had a friend that got hit by a car. She fell on the ground, and the turning vehicle was turning, did not see her. So she's no longer here. So it's very important to always be reminded of what to do. So yeah, just let me know. And I did put my email down. And if you want, just email me whatever services that you need, and I will provide it. Thank you.
Joan, thank you, and condolences to your friend. Sorry to hear about that. Who else would like to go next?
Oh, wait, I'm on mute. Hi, I'll go. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon. My name is Daphne. I started a nonprofit called the Art and Public Speaking Program 2 years ago during the time when COVID and the pandemic started. Our mission is to empower young children ages 8 to 13 years old to build strong communication skills as well as confidence through combining art, creativity, and public speaking. So during the summer program, which will be held July 8 to August 19, where we will have a graduation for the kids when they showcase the artwork that they've done throughout the program, as well as give the speeches that they've been working on throughout the summer program. So I just want to give a heads up that our summer program is July 8th to August 19th. And when we finalize our flyers, I will share it with the East Flatbush community, and she can share it with everyone, and you can communicate that with those that you speak with. And it's been 2 years now, and I've seen growth from the kids. One success story we have, one of the boys who participated during last summer, he was very encouraged from the program that he joined his debate team in school and was able to go in Manhattan to debate with other kids from different schools. So there is a great outcome when our young generation have the confidence to speak their mind, to speak their thoughts on topics that they care about. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne. That's great news. Lily, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lily Lopez from NY Connects, and we connect people with any disability, any age to services and resources throughout the 5 boroughs. So if you have clients that need to apply for housing, benefits, or simply need to be connected to resources, you can email me or call me. I put my information on the chat. And also on Tuesday, March 28th, Night Connects is going to be working with Health First, and we're going to be at their office sharing information with the community. So I'll put the information on the chat, and I also share the flyer with Cindy, excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. Keisha?
Hi, good evening, all. Just wanted to share really quick. This is Keisha Sidney with Sesame Flyers. Guys, this is the last week coming up for Summer Youth, where the kids can apply. It ends on March 31st. We are really urging people to to just share the word, make sure that anybody from the age of 14 to 24 is registering. Please, let's not leave any money on the table. And we are, Sesame Flyers, we're still looking for worksite providers. If this is something that you guys may think you're interested in, you're getting 6 weeks worth of, the kids working with you, where the city will be paying for their employment. So it's like an internship, free internship for you. You just have to be able to give them 25 hours for the week. It can be in person, it can be a hybrid or or fully remote if that's what you have to offer. But we are still looking for, for applicants, and we're really pushing for it this early because it takes a little while for the city to approve you. So, we want to get you in as soon as possible. I'm going to put my information in the chat again if you guys are interested. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. Is there anyone else that has a program update?
Actually, I do, if you guys don't mind. This is
Sure.
Fritz Hilton from Bed-Stuy Restoration. I just uploaded a flyer where you guys can see some of the events we have coming. But one of the things I wanted to invite everyone here, and even for your own participants, we have a partnership with Bain & Company. Bain & Company is a consulting firm along the line as McKinsey & Company. So they are pretty big. We're gonna do an event with them on April 14. It's an interview and a resume workshop. They're gonna come here with about 30 staffers. And ideally, we are looking to also help them review the resumes of middle managers and executive managers as well. So that's something that I invite anyone, who wants to take advantage of this amazing opportunity, to have those folks. Again, I have a staff that does that, but I can honestly say we don't come to the same level. And this type of opportunity, is definitely worth it. If you look at the flyer that I've attached, we have an information session about a career in security. We have a provider that helps folks get their security licenses at no cost, and commercial driver's license at no cost to 18 to 24-year-old. And of course, at the end of that, our team will be focusing on placing those folks. We have a data analysis class at Medgar Evers that we still need 5 candidates for. So yeah, we have a lot going on. I've included my information in the chat. If you guys wanna reach out to me, I will definitely appreciate it. And if you guys wanna download that flyer and you attend any one of those events, you can always meet with me or one of my staff there, and we can exchange more information.
Thank you.
That's it.
Luz, are you ready?
Good afternoon. I've been quite quiet today because this has been a very busy week. We are celebrating National Poison Prevention Week, as I mentioned in our previous meeting, but I just wanted to kind of wrap up and give you some updates of how Poison Prevention Week went for us. It was very busy. We conducted a lot of presentations, webinars. So some of the webinars that were well attended were the ones in regards to poison, suicide prevention regarding poisons. And also on Wednesday, when we had the emerging trends in poison exposure, where our director spoke about cannabis and other products that we're more exposed to now. So that was very well attended. And this morning, for the first time, I did a career day presentation for a school in Brooklyn. And I thought that was such a lovely experience. So if you happen to have an opportunity for me, I will love to talk to the kids from any of the schools and tell them that we need more health educators out there. So let me know. I'll be more than happy. Okay. Thank you so much. And keep being safe. Save that number in your cell phone. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a program update they'd like to share? Okay. Anyone else before we wrap up our time together? Okay. So I'm going to go back to our presentation and just close out our meeting for today. Okay, so we are on Facebook and Instagram. If you are not following us yet, please feel free to do so. Our handle is East Flatbush Partnership. Our next meeting is April 27th at 3 o'clock. We will definitely let you all know if this meeting is going to be in person. We are looking forward to doing that, so we'll continue to keep you updated about that. And as usual, just want to share our catchment area zip codes: 11203, 210, 11212, and 11226. I appreciate all of you for being with us today. I'm going to stop the recording and stop the Facebook Live, but I'm going to leave this line open in case any of you want to connect with each other while we have each other here now. So the meeting is officially over, and thank you all.